was it about H for Hawk and Helen's story that really kind of grabbed you and wanted to take part?
I think it was because when I was asked to come on board as a director, my dad had actually just died. I'm one of 3 girls, and it really spoke to me about a daughter's relationship with a dad, a good dad. And there's lots of dysfunctional portrayals of men. And what I loved about Helen's book, it was a portrayal of a good father and a good relationship, and how that sudden death sort of looked like it was going to destroy Helen, but actually it didn't in the end. And she found a kind of catharsis and hope, and that made me feel better because I was very upset when my dad died. So that's why.
I think that this film was produced by Dee Dee Gardner. I worked with Dee Dee Gardner on a film called Women Talking, which was about very many headstrong women grieving also. And I think that it takes producers and directors like Dee Dee and like Philippa to make films like this. And people are thankfully giving them money to, and believing that hopefully people will go and watch it. So that's all you can hope for, really, is that the Dee Dee Gardners of the world still exist.
This is my first time seeing it, so I'll be seeing it with everyone tonight, which I'm really excited about. It hasn't been I haven't been on the journey with it. Claire has been going around, so yeah, this is my first time.
No, I haven't seen it. Well, I'm on the West End at the moment, so I have no time to do anything except that, really. But no, I think it's fairly fresh off the presses anyway, so I'm looking forward to it.
I haven't seen it. Has Denise seen it?
Denise hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
Either. So what are you most looking forward to seeing it for the first time?
I can't wait to see everyone else's beautiful work. I mean, on set watching Claire work was like a real privilege. She was amazing. So I'm really excited to sit back and just like enjoy that.
I just think she's an exquisite actress, and it's like you almost always know instinctively what kind of a soul is in there. And honestly, they say never meet your heroes and all that, but it doesn't work out that way. She was absolutely beautiful to work with, and I can't wait to see the performance either, because I was doing something else over in LA, and I could only get back for a couple of weeks in Wales where we were shooting, so it was very brief and quite intense. So I haven't seen any of the other stuff either, so I know she's absolutely wonderful.
It's like there are some actors you work with where you don't really need to, it doesn't feel like you're acting. You just, they're just so playful and in tune and present that you can just be with them and the scene kind of works. So yeah, it was really easy, basically. Made me feel like a good actor.
We didn't have much rehearsal. One of the first things we had to do was Claire and I entering a room and sort of having to do quite a big emotional moment, and we hadn't met each other. But then after that, I think we're like, bloody hell, okay, that's baptism of fire. But she was lovely.
The natural world is so important in this film, and a massive big theme in it. I grew up in the country. All my relations were farmers. I feel like we've kind of lost sight of the natural world, and that's what I love about this film as well, is bringing that back into our lives and hopefully inspire people to go out for a walk or go in the forest or do something wonderful in nature at the end of it.
I don't go bird watching. I'm certainly much more aware of buzzards and birds of prey than I ever was before. I grew up somewhere where there are loads of red kites all the time, and I wish I'd sort of spent more time with them. But I think that this film for sure is a total reminder that we spend so much time thinking we're the centre of the universe, and we're just not. And if we just look around, nature's got so much to offer us, and a hand to hold, basically. And if only we didn't take it for granted, that would be great.
I wouldn't have the intensity of the patience that it requires to be a bird watcher or something like that, but I love to get out to the west of Ireland or whatever it is. It is definitely balm for the soul in terms of if you can get out there where you're not really in control. I think the book is kind of a little bit about not being in control of nature, and I think when you allow yourself to go with that, it's pretty special.
How on earth do you cast a hawk for a film? What does it let you look for?
Well, we were very lucky because we had to plan this very much in advance, because our lovely hawk expert and trainer had to start training the two Mabels. We had two Mabels playing Mabel about a year before we went filming, to get them used to a camera being around them and all of that. And it was, I've forgotten your question. We didn't cast them, we just hoped that they would look like real Mabel. When they hatched, these two little chicks, goshawk chicks, they grew into the most beautiful grown-up Mabels, and they looked obviously like the real Mabel, so that's what we did. But it was more important, the training of them was more important than the casting of them, actually.
That was intense, and also, but it meant that there had to be like a real degree of gentleness and silence, and so it was quite meditative at points, because usually there's a big crew banging around and I'd be messing about somewhere, and Claire is quite a messer, so, but we had to behave.
It was extraordinary, it wasn't something I ever expected I would ever be doing, not that I think many people would think they'd ever do that. And I knew it was a kind of money couldn't buy experience, and I just totally went into it with no preconceptions whatsoever, apart from my own probable failure at it. But the birds really taught me a lot about acceptance and patience and time and leaving everything at the door and just being there, not thinking you've got somewhere else to be, just being there and honouring them. And it was really, 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 really extraordinary experience.
Everything was done around the hawks. Absolutely every single bit of planning, even the time of year when we filmed it, was done around the hawks. And it had to be. All the crew had to wear the same colour. We had to wear, Lloyd told us that we had to wear the same plumage. So we all had to wear dark clothes. Nobody was allowed to wear any yellow trainers or red trainers or anything like that. Everybody had to skedaddle out the way when the hawks were on set. And so it gave this feeling of peacefulness and quite a sense of awe around the hawks, which was actually quite incredible.
So really what you're saying is that Claire shouldn't be top billing, should be the hawk.
I think they need equal.
You've been on some big TV projects. What's it like going to like the small internet feature production set? It's a totally different atmosphere.
Yeah, it's just lovely. I love films. I love cinema. So, and it's a shorter process. It's contained. You know the scope. You know the arc of it when you start, and often with TV you don't. And so there's something kind of special about that. And there was so much care in this particular project. I mean, oh my gosh, like it's really, really the material and the story is just like wonderful.
I got to watch what I say because I don't want to like piss off, some big execs. But it was like falling in love with acting again, really. Not that I fell out of it doing these TV things. There's an amazing adrenaline and glamour that comes with those jobs, but there's something incredibly nourishing as an artist to work on a smaller film like this, and it's really just about the acting and the story rather than any other agendas, and it was great to just have that as a sort of pure distilled goal, to make something truthful and compelling, and that's it.
What are you hoping audiences are going to take away from this?
I think an understanding of the nature of grief and how we can find solace while we're grieving, and also to surround yourself with people who don't judge whatever way it is you need to grieve. I think that Helen, because Helen wrote it like it's a true story, I feel really glad for her that she was surrounded by such loving people and by that hawk.
Well, I'll let you crack on with your evening. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it earlier. Thank you very much for your time.
Bye.